Let's go on a fjords cruise. Sit back, relax, and let us show you the Viking Shore and Fjords route. Now, not all cruise ships are the same. These floating hotels can be very different, and you get what you pay for. So we're off to Amsterdam to join a Viking ocean ship on their route that they call SHORE and FJORDS. And let's have lunch before we kick off. We're in the Pool Grill.
We're having lunch in the Pool Grill today. Stuart's got the seared tuna with a few chips and some salad, and I've got the plant-based vegetarian burger. And it looks like we've got the pool all to ourselves.
Enough merriment. Let's see a port.
A map of Amsterdam, and on it are all the main places to visit, and below is a list of the trams or the buses you can take to get there. For example, Anne Frank's house is number 1, so Anne Frank's house is up there, and you take a number 13 or 17 tram. There's a reason why Amsterdam is called the Venice of the North, and right here you are spoilt for choice with cruises. You can get a hop-on, hop-off canal cruise, you can get a lovers cruise, you can get a watercolours cruise, and later on tonight you can get a special laser light cruise. Look at these flower fairies, they're beautiful. The museum tells the history of tulips, how they were manufactured in olden times, how the mania for tulips began. This is Anne Frank's house, where Anne Frank hid from 1942 to 1944 and wrote her famous diaries. It's sometimes booked up a month in advance. This is Dam Square, it's the main square, it's like our Trafalgar Square. Behind me is the Royal Palace, and over there is Madame Tussauds. It may look like I've got the ship to myself, but trust me, it's full of guests. At the back of Deck 7, you can dine outside if you wish.
This route will stop at Amsterdam, Skagen, Oslo, Kristiansund, Stavanger, Flam and Bergen.
The World Cafe is on Deck 7, where they serve breakfast, lunch and dinner, and the food is fresh and very, very tasty.
On every ship, they try and go that little bit further, but trust me, on the Viking ships, it does get rather special. This was an open sandwich day, so these were in addition to the normal lunch, and they were served on deck, whilst inside, the variety of food remained the same. Sushi is always available. Your next port of call is a charming village, Skagen.
The shuttle bus stops just behind here, so it's really close, really easy. If you don't want to walk to Brennan, the central bus and train station is at the end of the high street, and you can get the bus there for a few kroner. I've only walked for about 15 minutes and I'm already out of town, and it's just one straight road, and I'm about to pass the White Lighthouse, which is Denmark's oldest lighthouse. Brennan is at the northernmost peak of Denmark, and it's 3 kilometres to get here, and they say the trail to the tip is another 3 kilometres. But you can get a sand bus. You have to pay in local money, but there's a cash machine in the art gallery. So this is the tip that everyone comes to, where the two seas meet. You can walk or you can come on the sandworm. Oh. So we've come out by the sandworm to the very tip, and I've literally got 1 foot in the Skagerrak and 1 in the Kattegat Sea.
I love Skagen, and there is this teddy bear museum if you keep your eyes peeled. Now, there is only one sea day on this cruise, which was between Amsterdam and Skagen, your chance to enjoy the ship. In the fjords, you can have 4 seasons in one day. Luckily, the Viking ships have a roof over the pool, so when you are on the ship, you can enjoy yourself without the need to worry about the weather. Next stop is Oslo.
It's -7 here. The way to the city is clearly signposted. According to Alfred Nobel's will, the Peace Prize is awarded here in Oslo. The museum tells you all about the people that have won the prizes and why they won them. This is Oslo's National Theatre. It's a beautiful building. Walking away from the National Theatre, the Royal Palace is 500 metres up here. And having walked all the way up here, it's a great view of the town. The Royal Palace is open to the public during the summer. As well as being beautiful, the town hall provides a great free toilet stop. Just exploring the castle, there are dungeons and passages underneath. This is our last stop today. We're on the top of the Oslo Opera House. The field is just down there. You can just see the top of the ship's funnel over my left shoulder, and everything we visited today is down there. The ship's moving. I can't even feel it. We're sailing. What more is there to say?
All rooms have balconies on these beautiful ships, although on this busy schedule you might not have too much time to be in your cabin. Let's have a look around.
As you can see, we have a lovely spacious double bed. We have a dressing table or somewhere for doing office work if you're so inclined.
You might just need these binoculars for these islands. Although there have been settlements here in Kristiansund from as early as 8000 BCE, in fact, that's the end of the last ice age, it's a fairly new town because it was bombed extensively during World War II. It was the Danish-Norwegian King Christian VI who founded the town in 1742. His name was given to the town. Sund means strait or the water that runs between the islands, and his name was spelt with a CH, as was the original name of this town. Wildlife and nature are spectacular. It has an old watchtower, the church is very modern, and the ferries, or boats, will take you on trips between the islands and under the bridges.
We have plenty of PowerPoints.
And the audio set for the included excursions.
There is plenty of wardrobe space and drawer space. And if you follow me again, there's extra drawer space around here. There's your safe. There is beverage making facilities, spacious shower, nice glass fronted cubicle.
And a heated floor. Will you want to get off in Stavanger?
This is how close the old town is to the ship. You'll normally find at least 2 cruise ships parked here, and luckily the tourist office is right next to the cruise ship. If you turn right just from where the ship stops, it's signposted Old Town. You'll come across the most beautiful village with windy, cobbly streets. Here's an example of a worker's cottage. They've certainly used every bit of space here because the children's bedrooms are in the eaves on either side of the dining room. Stavanger is situated at the very start of the field. The cathedral was originally built under the direction of the Bishop of Winchester. And just at the back of the cathedral is the park with a beautiful lake. We've moved to the other side of the town, and this is the place to come where you want to do your shopping. But I warn you, it's very expensive.
If you want to get a feel for Stavanger, check out a BBC series called State of Happiness. It's a Norwegian series where a fishing village becomes part of the 1970s oil boom. It is a fantastic series. It is dubbed, but easy to follow. Let's look at the on-ship entertainment.
These screens are all around the ship, and so whatever you want to know, you can quickly check. So Viking Daily, that will tell you what's on and when, what's on in the restaurants, there. This one and this one you have to book, and if you want to know what's on at the theatre tonight. And at the end of deck 2, you'll find the Star Theatre, where the guest entertainers are and the guest speakers. And at the back of the theatre, these extra seats can be sectioned off and become a cinema. 2, one each side.
Thank you very much and good evening.
It's an awful lot to fit in. One of the most organised cruise stops you'll get in the fjords is Flam.
So this is the Sonja Field, and we are all the way down here in Flam. So this is the tourist centre where you can book boats, trains and...
Cycling and hiking are huge in Flam, and there are routes specially laid out for you which you can follow with maps. But there's the train, the Segway, and the talking car. So take your driving licence. There's lots of things you can do here, and if you want the rush, well...
You can go on a field safari in an open-top boat, but you've got to dress appropriately because you'll get wet. The ride is 2 hours 15 minutes and it's 790 krona. I guess not many of you would visit a railway museum at home, but I bet you visit this one in Flam.
There's a cafe in the railway carriage and a taste of the forest.
Wow.
And And you can finish the day feeling like a real Viking in a wooden bar with a Viking beer. If you do get back to the ship early, there is the chance to relax and also have afternoon cream tea.
The winter garden is a quiet work or reading or crossword doing area, and between 4 and 5 o'clock it's tea time, and we've got scones and cream and jam, and you do have the option for sandwiches as well. I mean, I'm going to go home like a barrel.
Time for your last fjord stop on this cruise.
We're in Bergen. Unfortunately it's raining, but we have found an exhibition of a Viking ship, Tadmor.
In Norway's southwest coast, Bergen is surrounded by mountains and deep fjords.
Well, we're in Bergen, and this is where the Hansa merchants set up their factories, and they lived separate from the other people in Bergen. And now it's a series of restaurants, shops and cafes. So I wish I bought that sou'wester now. Bergen is on the World Heritage List as one of the most important monuments to medieval Europe.
So here we are in Bergen, and this is a very early depiction of Gogglebox, the hit Channel 4 show. This is what it would have looked like over 200 years ago.
As always in Norway, it's 4 seasons in one day, so the rain's gone now. And here's a tip: if you want to buy a skip the line ticket for the funicular, the Good Bread shop across the road gives you a coffee and a cake and a ticket for 150 kroner.
There you are, mate. Thank you.
It's nice, actually.
Food is a big part of any cruise.
This is the main restaurant, still on deck 2, and this is where we often eat. The food is superb and the service is spectacular.
The 2 specialist restaurants are also included within the price of the cruise, but you do need to book, and we show them to you on the 4 video ship tour of a Viking Ocean ship.
Some big table. You think this is small, don't you? But it's actually massive.
And so is the food. Viking-size meals, that's for sure.
It's just amazing. How big a chicken is that? Feed a family.
Fjords cruises can be as different as the ships. So we have a number of routes that we can show you on Doris Visits and many of the ports. Do check out our website and please subscribe to our YouTube channel and share with your friends.